Hello, welcome. In this video, I will explore this API CRUD generator for Laravel. So I will install this package and see what option it has to offer. So if you want to come along for the ride, we'll explore together. So let's get started. Looks like it generates CRUDs for API. It scaffolds all views and also generated test case and documentation. Okay, so let's get started. So first we'll start by installation. So looks like it comes with a boilerplate, like you can pull a GitHub repo with all setup and just an composer update. But we want to install it on existing projects, so first we need to include these packages. So I want to try this on our passport API project that we created previously. So I'll open it up on Sublime Text, and here on composer.json we need to require. So if you have Laravel collective already installed, you may not need to include this one. Okay, looks good. Now we need to run composer update. Okay, it says if you want to generate a documentation as well, you need to include these packages. So if you want to generate from table, you need to include these. You then run composer update. Okay, for now let's install everything and then we'll explore each features. And also this one. Next, composer update to install all those dependencies. Okay, so once it installed all packages, we need to follow next step. Okay, so next step is to add the service provider. I think we shouldn't add because in 5.5 it auto discovers. Still, let's confirm config app, and then okay, let's add. Also we need to add these aliases. So we can add it here. Okay, once that is done, we need to publish configs. Let's run vendor publish commands, command to publish all these. Okay, it says which provider. Okay, so we want option number 5. So I think we should supply 5 and enter. Okay, so publishing complete, and then we need to update this API route. Let's switch back to Sublime and go to route service provider, and here under map API routes, which is here, we need to use that option listed here. So it is basically similar. And let's replace this with a new one. Okay, so these route group includes prefix API, middleware API, and route name will be API dot, and then it includes this namespace and yeah, base path, same thing. Okay, after that is done, we need to publish basic scaffolding controllers like these and test cases. So let's run that command. Done. Okay, now we are all set to use this package. So let's go to getting started section. So these are some generator commands we use to generate a model API related code. Okay, so let's try this first one. Okay, before that let's see git status. So we have only the changes. Okay, why not just commit the changes? So git add, git commit. So Infyom setup. Okay, git status nothing. So now use that command to generate which one? One that we copied. So PHP artisan Infyom API, and then we'll create a model. So some dummy model, let's say bird. Okay, let's say water. Specify fields for model. Escape ID and timestamp will add it automatically. So field name. Okay, so it gives us this option. We can say the name of field and then type and string. Text will be these for form input. So let's try that. So for water we need let's say quantity, which will be, let's say, string and text. So enter validation. Let's say required. So it asks us for another field. So quantity, description, string, text. Enter validation, nothing. So basically it asks us for the field name one by one. So how to get out of this? Okay, enter exit to finish. So okay, or we can just hit enter. So migration created, model created, repository created, request, update request, controller, routes added, test, trait. Okay, it created a lot. Do you want to migrate database? Let's migrate. Yes. Okay, now let's switch to Sublime and let's see what it generates. So the reason I want to explore this is what type of code it created. So that must be the best practice that we can learn from. Let's see, water controller, API controller. Okay, so in constructor we initialize the repository. We'll see repository in the moment. And in index, push criteria. Okay, limit offset criteria, water repository, all send response. Okay, yeah, it's good way for storing initial request, getting all input, water repository create, and then passes input. Okay, and this send response. Okay, send response. Looks like we can't go to definition in Sublime. Let's open this up on code. Let's quickly do that. VS Code. Let's explore it here. Okay, let's go to water API controller. So we were here just exploring these options. So let's see, we can So let's go to definition. Okay, API based controller, and here it's making response and passing results. Same for error. So this type of package help us to learn some best practices and how we can uh, avoid duplication of code and write clean code. So if in future we need to change this response type to some other type and we need to add any other, we can change that in one place and it will take effect everywhere. Okay, so yeah, make response success, data and message. So it is passing these three fields. So if success is true, data and message. Same for error. For error, success is false, message, yeah, like so. Okay, let's go back to water API controller. So what are these push criteria? Okay, why not just go to water repository and let's see what's there. Okay, so here nothing. I think it extracted everything to uh, base repository. Let's go there. Okay, so create skip presenter, parent create skip presenter, update relation, save past result. Okay, so the main task of this repository is to uh, create a layer between Eloquent and this. So if you see in this API controller, you do not see any reference to Eloquent directly like we used to do water model name and do create or find. Okay, so we are not referencing this model directly, so we are using repository as the layer. So the advantage of this is we can anytime replace the repository um, and everything will work. So if you want to use any other thing other than this Eloquent classes, suppose MongoDB and other Postgres SQL or what Microsoft SQL Server, so we can do that by creating other repository or just replace it here. So that is the advantage, although it has some drawbacks as well. Okay, for now it's okay. Okay, so this is the API command. So let's explore this scaffold command, what it creates. Copy. Okay, it created these things. So let's see routes. API.php, and here it created register route contact. These are already there, so I'll just ignore these things. It created this resource waters and water API controller. Okay, cool. So if you see here, we see index, store, show, update, delete. So we do not see create and edit, which are responsible for creating forms and models. Okay, let's see. Water request. Okay, nothing much. Okay, now let's explore other option. Before that, we can commit this. Git commit API option. Okay, nothing. Everything is clean. Okay, now we'll run this command and see what it generates. Now let's this time I'll give it glass. Yeah, just random name. Okay, specify field name text name string text nothing. Okay, no such file or directory. Okay, looks like we need to generate layout file as well. Okay, publish layout, we skipped that. Why did we skip that? Git status, git checkout everything. Let's revert everything back. Git clean -ft. Okay, now we are clean. Now let's run this publish command to publish the layout. Layout app already exists. Do we want to overwrite it? What should we do? Overwrite? Yeah, for now just overwrite, then later we'll see. Home already exists, so just overwrite. Overwrite everything. Okay, so now everything is overwritten. Let's see what it added. It added these login, data table, CSS, sidebar. Okay, I want to see what web.php looks like. Okay, normal stuff, but it repeated twice. Okay, no problem, we can get rid of these. Okay, so now let's run that command, infyom scaffold class. So I want to see what this scaffold will do. So name, string and text. Enter validation, nothing. Enter. So it created repository, model, controller. Do you want to migrate? Let's migrate. Okay, now let's see. We'll start with model, class model. Nothing fancy here, just normal stuff. Let's go to controller, class controller. Okay, repository, push criteria. What is this push criteria? Request criteria. Okay, looks like it is related to some search functionality. I'm not sure yet. Push criteria. Okay, let's go again to class controller and index. So normal stuff, pulling everything. Create find without fail. Okay, so let's go to class repository. Nothing here, so everything is extracted to base repo. So base repo looks like exactly same, so it does some normal stuff like creating, updating relationship. Okay, let's visit one route created by it. So let's visit this classes. So passport.test is the base URL, and then we need to go classes. Okay, so it created like so. Add new test class lab. So everything like edit feature 223, delete. Okay, so if you want to create some prototype for to show to client, this is a great option. So if you want to write some customized option, this is also a great option. It will give you idea about what are the best practices and how to go about creating it. So if you are intermediate level programmer, yeah, it will be helpful to brush up your skills. So hope you learned something from this video. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.